Earth is entering a period of major energy upgrades. The three-dimensional material world is breaking down. The fourth-dimensional spiritual world is emerging. It's time for humanity to wake up and move into the higher dimensions. If you don't upgrade your thinking and your realm, then all the pain will find you. Welcome to Audible Wisdom, on the path of physical, mental, and spiritual growth. Let's practice together and keep exploring. Remember to like, subscribe, and ring the bell, so you don't miss our new videos. Hope you are in good health. Destined person. In the year 2024, the Earth is at a critical stage in its journey from the third to the fourth energy density. It's approaching the final stretch where the energy increases. We must pay attention. It's just beginning. We are now in the final stages of transition. The Mayan term for the end of the world in 2012 actually refers to the end of the Earth's energy phase and the beginning of a new energy wave. There's no need to panic. It's about 20 to 30 years before and after the transition. We're experiencing a once-in-a-million-year transformation of the Earth. The energy of the three-dimensional world is collapsing. Higher dimensional energies are about to be injected into the Earth. No one will be able to escape this reorganization of the energy structure. When human society reaches a certain level of development, there will be a great war between humans, gods, and spirits. The last time it happened was in the Western Zhou dynasty. But this time it's happening right now. A once-in-a-million-year drama is about to unfold. Many people will be eliminated because they can't adapt to this upgrade. So you must watch today's movie carefully. First of all, the Diamond Sutra categorizes the origin of human beings into 4 types. They are egg-born, fetus-born, food-born, and transformation-born. The so-called rebirths are those who have been transformed into human beings, such as demons, spirits, immortals, and the children and mounts of immortals. They come to Earth in human form. Many of them appear to be human, but they are not. They are just borrowing human skin. So there are 3 types of people in the world. The first type is the descendants of the immortals, the embodiment of righteousness. The second type is the vassals of demons and monsters, the embodiment of evil. The third type is the ordinary mortal. Most of us are in this category. These mortals have eyes and ears, but they are blind with their eyes open. They've been molded to follow the herd and go through their days in a blur. And the demons and monsters seek out those with the deepest desires and greed. They use their desires to achieve their own goals. So the more evil-minded people are, the more likely they are to attract demons. The Demon King said to the Buddha, "In the age of magic, I'll have all my disciples wear robes and wreak havoc. I won't leave peace on earth." The Buddha replied, "At that time I will also make my disciples take off their robes and enter the world, and save people from the fire." Good and evil have always been in conflict. Many people are gods incarnate, and many are demons. There's going to be a battle between the gods and the demons. Look at the present situation. Many of the devil's disciples are out in force. They include demons, devils, spirits, oxen, and serpents. They disguise themselves to harm people. It can be said that hell is empty and the devil is on earth. The whole society is in chaos and confusion. It's hard for people to have peace. Many so-called entrepreneurs, celebrities, internet celebrities, master trainers, businessmen, etc. are actually the embodiment of demons and devils. They often disguise themselves to cause harm to the world. With the advent of artificial intelligence and unmanned technology, driverless, unmanned restaurants, unmanned couriers, unmanned takeaways, unmanned banks, etc. will appear one after another. Many jobs will disappear. Even professions such as planners, designers, lawyers, and accountants will gradually be replaced. As a result, most people on Earth will be eliminated. Just like the dinosaurs 200 million years ago. Dinosaurs once dominated the planet. But when the time came for them to die, they couldn't escape. Nowadays, With the advancement of technology, there are more advanced ways for people to become extinct. The vast majority of people are being destroyed on a spiritual level. Of the 7 billion people on the planet today, the vast majority will become pet people. They're kept in captivity, and they're kept alive by addictive behaviors like video, gaming, live streaming, online shopping, cheap food, and so on. They're folded up and tossed aside. Each of them is locked in a 5-square-meter cubicle controlled by an algorithm. The more they search, the more the algorithm pushes. It's like a frog in a well. Countless frogs recognizing and confirming each other, and agreeing that the world is only as big as the mouth of the well. And they enjoy it. The basic rights of human beings, the right to think, the right to discriminate, are denied. Like chickens, ducks, geese, cows, goats, and horses in captivity. Some become chickens and crow. Some become cows to plow the land. Some become dogs to guard the house. All of them are like walking corpses, surviving for a long time. Of course, in the future, in addition to the 99% of domesticated people, there will also be 1% of awakened people. This 1% of awakened humans have evolved and escaped the control of the algorithm. They've escaped the control of the algorithms, and are now on the road to awakening, a road less traveled. While the human race is collectively confused, it is also collectively awakening. As the majority of people fall, a small group of people must awaken. This small group is responsible for shaping the order of society, the future of the world. Once a person awakens, he or she sees all his or her problems, and his or her life is on the path to great improvement. This is what we call the true human being. As society evolves, there is only one way out for mankind. The history of human civilization is a history of evolution in captivity. For a long time, humans have kept animals in captivity, such as chickens, ducks, geese, cows, sheep, pigs, dogs, cats, and birds. And now we're beginning to raise humans in captivity. This is a sign that humanity has entered a higher level of civilization. The progress of the world is really the progress of how smart people manage stupid people. This is the new era of human slavery. There are only two situations in which human slavery can occur. Either in a primitive society where technology is very backward, or in today's technologically advanced world. The truth is always in the hands of the few. I hope everyone who sees this video will stay awake. Escape the algorithms, avoid addictive behaviors, develop a calm mind, and become the 1% masters of the world. We are slaves of the algorithm. What is an algorithm? It collects data about you, it reads you, it sees you. It examines you from a higher dimensional perspective. It knows what you like, what you want to do. And then it sets a course of behavior for you. It controls you completely. For example, when we open the mobile platform, it will immediately obtain your body data through your actions of pressing the phone, including changes in body temperature, blood pressure, and heart rate. Lock in on your preferences and tags, and simulate your psychological change curve. It will madly push you whatever you like and need, including products, works, ideas, etc. It's a very smart recommendation mechanism. It's infinitely compatible with your deepest addictions, and it keeps you hooked. Addiction, for example, can be programmed by algorithms. In the human brain, there's a neurotransmitter called dopamine. When a person is stimulated with pleasure, dopamine explodes. This feeling of euphoria can be programmed by algorithms. Algorithms keep us addicted. Nowadays, there's more and more entertainment. Behind every entertainment is a powerful operating team. They use powerful computing and data processing capabilities. Under the guidance of psychology, consumer behavior, neuroscience, and other theories. Through sound and light, interactive feedback, and other all-around ways. Continuously give you stimulation. so that you continue to feel good, more and more inseparable from them. The relationship between algorithms and humans is divided into 3 stages. In the first stage, the algorithm is our tool. We can ask it questions, but the decision-making power is in our hands. In the second step, the algorithm is our light. It gives us the general direction and principles, and then we execute them. In the third step, the algorithm becomes our God. We stop thinking, enjoy our time, and listen to it. As the algorithm becomes more powerful, people will slowly give up thinking, and thus indirectly give up the right to make decisions about the world. There are only 2 kinds of people in the future. The first is the 99% of the population. They are controlled by algorithms. Every day they watch short videos, live streams, play games, and act as social observers. These people are just consumers of social resources, useless and nameless. Their only contribution to society is that they have become part of the algorithmic mechanism of big data, like the walking dead waiting to be harvested. The second type of person is the 1% minority. They are so few that the algorithm cannot understand them. They have no interest in the things the algorithm has chosen for them. Instead, they control the algorithm. The average person listens to the algorithm, but the algorithm listens to them. They use the algorithms to create new rules for the world, while monitoring everyone's movements, so they don't cross each other's boundaries and keep to themselves. There will be fewer and fewer of them, and it's these very few who will be at the top of the human food chain, leading and ruling. Of course, due to advances in social productivity, society has enough resources to support the 99% of the population who are useless. Even if they can't create any value, they can be kept in captivity or folded up at will. Thus, the history of human civilization is a history of evolution in captivity. The earliest civilizations of mankind began by knowing how to keep animals in captivity. Long ago, people began to keep animals in captivity, such as chickens, ducks, geese, cows, sheep, pigs, dogs, cats, rabbits, and so on. And soon we'll be raising humans in captivity. This is the beginning of a higher level of civilization. In the future, 99% of the population will be held in captivity by 1% of the population. The 1% will be the masters, responsible for distributing food and feed, and creating the space and environment for captivity. The other 99% will be pets. Some will become chickens and be responsible for crowing. Some will become cows and plow the land. Some will become pigs. Some will become dogs. Of course, society will become more and more specialized. For example, there are many kinds of dogs. There's the house dog, which is responsible for being cute. There are guard dogs, which are responsible for taking care of the house. In the future, the world will be divided into small cells. The same people will be put in the same cells. The walls of the cells are very strong. Everyone lives in their own information cocoon, their own cognitive prison. These people affirm and recognize each other and share a common ground. Then we use video, live streaming, games, online shopping, etc. to entertain them. And then we fold them up. What they need is not growth, awakening, or value. They need emotional comfort, anesthesia, fantasy, and short, quick stimulation. Using algorithms, the future of content production and delivery will be even more sophisticated. We'll be able to target each cell with exactly what it wants most. Those people will be fed and delivered. The world will be well organized and orderly, and intelligent management will be possible. And with the development of technology, these people will no longer need to participate in any work. Society will have enough resources to feed them. The progress of the world is really the progress of smart people managing stupid people. This is the new era of human slavery. There are only 2 situations in which human slavery can occur. either in a primitive society where technology is very backward, or in today's technologically advanced world. We have gone round and come back again. That is the law of extremes. There are two kinds of thinking in the future. One is the master mindset. Only 1% of the population can have this mindset. They distribute the food, they design the rules of the game. They are the ones who try to make things work. They have to be careful to maintain social order. They can't let the animals fight for food. They can't let the animals get out of line. That's also a lot of work. The second thing is the pet mentality. The rest of the 99% of people use that kind of thinking. It's a blessing to be a pet. You don't have to think about the truth. They don't have to have a mind of their own. All they have to do is follow the path set by their owner and go round and round. For example, if you're a chicken, you just crow regularly. If you are a dog, you only bark when you see your master. A pig sleeps when he's full and eats when he wakes up. You just live your life like a fool. The essence of captivity is that the owner gives the animal a picture of hope. They tell a story, and they all work together to make it work. We all have a standardized life, and we all do our jobs, and we all take our places. It maximizes the efficiency of society. A better life for everyone. So which type of person is happier? Everyone is happy in their own way, and everyone is unhappy in their own way. Becoming the master of the 1% is often very costly. The life of such people is often a life of struggle and hard work, but also a life of loneliness and desolation. They have seen the best and the worst of the world, and the best and the worst of human nature. That's why they have the vision and the greatness to be responsible for creating and maintaining the social order. But sadly, no matter how productive society is, no matter how prosperous the world is, they can't stop enjoying life, because they are always responsible for taking care of these people. Next, becoming the 99% of pets is the easiest, but also the most pitiful. And finally, a reminder. As an ordinary person, the only way to escape the fate of enslavement is to fight against big data and become an anti-algorithm person. Algorithm is human nature, anti-algorithm is anti-human nature. Anti-humanity is self-control. Why are we advocating traditional culture? Because the traditional culture is anti-algorithm. 5,000 years of Chinese culture is all about self-restraint. Self-restraint means controlling your desires, not craving excitement, being a long-term thinker, delaying gratification, and so on. Of course, fewer and fewer people are willing to be self-restrained and self-improving. Most of them choose numbing and avoidance. This is normal and reasonable, because, as we said above, 99% of the future population will be controlled by algorithms. Only 1% of the people can control the algorithm. All pain in life, except the physical pain caused by disease. All other suffering is caused by human obsession. In the swamp of materialism, we are obsessed, desperately trying to grab things. Hatred is the root cause of modern man's suffering. The era of materialistic happiness is over. All the changes in the outside world are to remind us that it's time to break the shackles of materialism. Otherwise, humanity will be plunged into a collective involution that will become more and more serious. To what extent? In the future, many people will become hollow. They won't be able to find the meaning of life. Like an island floating in the sea. There will be an explosion of mental illness. People won't like each other. They'll hurt each other without logic. They'll end up destroying each other. So what does it mean to be awakened? First of all, there are 3 dimensions of life: survival, living, and life. In the agricultural age, survival was the solution. We have to be fed and clothed. In the industrial age, the problem of living has been solved. We have to have enough material goods. And the information age is about life. Our souls need to be awakened, that is, enlightened. Therefore, human abilities are being developed. In the beginning it was physical strength. Then it was the power of thought. Now it's the power of awakening. From now on, the core competitiveness of human beings is the power of awakening. In the future there will be only two kinds of people: the awakened ones and the sleeping ones. What is an awakened person? A person who lives with consciousness. When you realize that life is a practice, you're on the path to awakening. Everything we experience, everyone we meet, is here to help us realize ourselves. So the dimensions of our life become more and more advanced. Once you're awakened, you're complete in your heart. You have compassion and the ability to love others. Such a person is calm, full of love, and doesn't try to be superior. When more and more people are like that, the world will have hope. Those who are asleep are those who are ignorant and unconscious. They've always been materialistic. They only see luxury cars, luxury houses, or a life of luxury. That leads to destruction and killing. That's not the way of human civilization. It's not in accordance with heaven. The earth is exhausted. The world is full of holes. Only through improvement can we be reborn as a new civilization. What goes around comes around. When humanity's material wealth reaches a certain level, it will inevitably rise in the direction of spirituality. Those who can't make that upgrade are of a lower dimension. Earth is already sending out signals. It's a pity that so many people still don't realize it. They're still operating in the lower dimensions. If you don't know how to cultivate your mind and practice, you're fighting inefficiently. New psychological and spiritual problems will arise in the future. This is the best of times and the worst of times. People are collectively confused. Humanity is also awakening. Those who are awakened will soar to great heights. Those who don't will be destroyed by the heavens and the earth. There are no relatives in heaven, but there are compassionate people. The so-called compassionate people are those who are good at following the way of heaven. Those who are awakened. When there is a great destruction, there must be a great creation. When most people are eliminated, a few people will inevitably awaken. That's how we keep the energy in balance. That is how the universe is balanced. Earth is entering a period of energy escalation. The three-dimensional material world is collapsing. The four-dimensional spiritual world is coming. It's time for humanity to wake up and move into higher dimensions. If you don't upgrade your thinking and your realm, then all the pain will find you. Look at the global changes over the years. Environmental degradation and continued warming. Viruses, threats of war and water pollution. Economic recession, entrepreneurial difficulties, business difficulties, superimplosion, and so on. It's the collapse of the three-dimensional world. It's all about getting people out of their materialistic ways. If 1 year isn't enough, then 2 years. If 2 years aren't enough, then 3 years. If 3 years isn't enough, then all the pain and disaster will come to you. You are stuck in the swamp of materialism. Desperate attempts to grasp, to fight, to hate are the root of modern misery. The era of materialistic happiness is over. It's time to break the chains of materialism. Otherwise, humanity will be plunged into an era of superinvolution that will get worse and worse. To what extent? In the future, many people will become hollow people, unable to find the meaning of life, drifting like an island in the sea. There will be an explosion of mental illness. People won't like each other. They'll hurt each other without logic. And in the end they'll destroy each other. How do you ascend to a higher dimension? You can only strive horizontally. To move vertically, you have to cultivate your mind. A practitioner is someone who lives with awareness. Everything we experience, every person we meet, helps us to realize ourselves. In this way, the dimension of our life becomes more and more advanced. Cultivation doesn't have to be hidden in the mountains or in monasteries and temples. It's in the world. Cultivation is not an escape from real problems. On the contrary, every real problem is the best way to enter your practice, your dojo. If you're having a hard time starting your own business, then starting your own business is your dojo. If there is a rift between your lover and your spouse, your relationship is your dojo. If your children have communication problems, education is your dojo. If you have a problem with your body, life and death are your dojo. Every worry is your dojo. Every emotion is a dojo. Every fear is a dojo. At a certain point in your practice, your life awakens. That's what we call enlightenment. At that point, you'll be able to see through people's hearts and minds, and you'll instantly see the truth and the essence. Confucianism calls this ability supreme goodness, enlightenment of mind and nature in Zen Buddhism, and attaining the Tao in Taoism. In psychology, it's called the unity of knowing and doing. Psychologists call it the true self. Before I had this ability, I was living. After I have this ability, I can see that I'm living. It's like playing a game. One day you realize that you're not the main character in the game. You're the one playing the game. That's when the higher self is born. This is the light of life. It can enlighten itself as well as others. Once you're upgraded, you'll be complete in your heart. You'll be compassionate and have the ability to love others. Such a person is peaceful, full of love, and doesn't try to be superior. The world will have hope when there are more and more people like that. The earth is exhausted, and the world is full of holes. Only through upgrading can we be reborn as a new civilization. The opposite is also true. When humanity's material wealth reaches a certain level, we will inevitably upgrade in the direction of spirituality. Those who can't make that upgrade are of a lower dimension. Earth is already sending out signals. It's a pity that so many people still don't realize it. They're still operating in the lower dimensions. If you don't know how to cultivate your mind in practice, it's an ineffective battle. There will be mental and spiritual problems in the future. This is the best of times. It's also the worst of times. People are collectively confused. People are collectively awakening. Those who awaken will be elevated to a new dimension. Those who remain unconscious will be destroyed by heaven and earth. What goes around comes around. When the majority of people are eliminated, a small number of people have to be elevated. That is how the energy is balanced. That is how the universe is balanced. I hope you'll be one of the first to be upgraded. One of the first to awaken. Thank you for watching. If you found today's video helpful, please click like and reply to me with awakening. I hope that everyone who has watched this video will try to stay awake. To cultivate a mind as steadfast as the mind itself. To develop and strengthen their ability to think independently. Learn to cultivate and correct yourself. Not to desire pleasure and excitement. Continuously cultivate and improve in your specialty. Face all kinds of temptations in the world with a cool eye and become one of the 1%. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please click the subscribe button to the right to establish a deeper connection with us.